So in a recursion, if we are suppose if we are using, means here is the difference between recursion and the iteration. If we are taking iterations in our program to solve the problem, then we must be very careful not to create an infinite loop by accident. So here we have an example. We have taken one variable and we have initialized it to 1. Next we are checking the condition. It is a for loop. So in condition the value is what? 1. 1 is not equals to 10. So this condition becomes true. So once it is true, then we execute the statements inside a for loop. Again control comes back to a increment part. So here what we are doing, we are incrementing the value by 2. So usually if we take plus plus, then the value will be incremented by 1. Okay. So here when previously it was 1, so after incrementing it will become 3. So again we are testing the condition. 3 is not equals to 10. Okay. So this condition is again true. So this process continues. Again the condition is true. We execute the set of statements. Next again it comes back to a increment part. Now previously the value of the increment variable is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 is not equals to 10. Yes, condition is true. Again the set of statements inside a for loops execute. Again the control comes back to a increment section. So again we are incrementing the value by 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 is not equals to 10. Condition is true. Again statements will execute. Again control comes back to a increment part. So here previous value is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. So 9 is not equals to 10. Condition is true. So again set of statements will execute. So control comes to increment part. So previous value is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So 11 is not equals to 10. Again set of conditions are executed. Again it control goes to a increment part. So this process is continuing like this. It is not ending anywhere because the condition is always satisfied. This condition is always true, and the for loop works based on the condition. Until and unless the condition is true, the loop will be keep on working. So the condition has to be false somewhere in the program. So this is called as what? Infinite loop. Means here the program is, the loop is not terminating anywhere. It's keep on working. Okay, so while writing the iterations, we need to be very careful to set the conditions here. Otherwise, it will lead to an infinite loop. So here we have another example of same iteration. You can see here the result. We have taken the variable called as a result, and we have initialized it to a 1. Then in a while loop, we are testing the condition. So is that 1 is greater than 0? So condition is true. True means it will enter inside a loop body, and we execute set of statements. Again the result variable is incremented. So the new value of result variable is 2. 2 is greater than 0. So this process continues until the condition becomes false. So here in this example the condition never becomes false because always it will be true. Here we are performing the increment. So if we are incrementing means the value will be changing, it will be incrementing, and always it will be greater than 0. So again it leads to an infinite loop. So we need to be very careful while setting the conditions when we are using iterations in our program. And this is the same with the recursion. Even in when we are using the recursions, that time we need to be very careful to decide about the termination condition. Now, in recursion, similarly, if we use a recursion, we must be careful not to be create an infinite chain of the function calls. So here they have given the example. You can see this is the example where we are calculating the factorial. So if we are not giving else part to this or another branch, non-recursion branch, then it will lead to infinite, because always this condition will become true and it will keep on calculating the factorial, means the process continues. Otherwise you can take this example. Suppose if we are not decrementing here the num value, if we are keep on incrementing, then always this condition will become, means always this condition become false, and the set of statements will keep on execute. So again it will leads to a infinite loop. So even whether we are using recursion or a iteration in our program, we need to be very careful to decide the conditions. In the case of recursion, we need to decide base condition and which to be a proper, otherwise infinite loop we will reach. We must always make sure that the recursion bottoms out, and the recursive function must contain at least one non-recursive branch. So whenever we are using the recursion in our program, we should make sure that there should be a one non-recursive branch. Here non-recursive branch means what? There should be a one base condition. When the recursion function reaches to that base condition, that time the recursion function has to stop executing further, and it need to come back. It means reverse it should take. The recursive calls must eventually lead to a non-recursive branch. So always whenever we are performing the recursive calls, at the end somewhere it should reaches to a non-recursive branch, then only it will stop, otherwise again infinite will be created. Recursion is one way to decompose a task into a smaller subtask. So in a recursion, what we do is the bigger problems are decomposed into a smaller problems, and here we find solution for the smaller sub problems. Then that results or that solutions will give us the result for the bigger problems. At least one of the subtask is smaller example of the same task. The smallest example of the same task has a non-recursive solution. So here in the case of a factorial, when n value is equals to 1, and okay, so that is the smallest one. When n value reaches to a 1, so that is the smallest task, or that is the smallest example. So it gives the solution to a biggest examples. Okay. Next, in the next video we will study about the Fibonacci numbers and its nature. Here in the Fibonacci also we are applying the recursion in our program.